In this lecture, we're going to talk about local color. Now, local color is the color of an object when it's being hit evenly and viewed up close by a smooth white light. Okay, it's basically the base color of an object when it's not being affected by any other types of colors or lighting and atmospheric effects. Okay, so on this painting, this is a painting I did here for a client a long time ago of a Volkswagen Beetle with some eagle's wings on it, and it will serve as a really good example for us to be able to see where there's different examples of local color as well as how it changes. Okay, so local color would be this part right here on the bus for the green part, right? It's being hit evenly by a white light and there's not really any shadows or any highlights in that particular area. So you can see here with the swatch selected, that is the color of the local color of the bus right there, right? That's the color, okay? Now, sometimes, though, different effects will actually change the color of something. Now, our mind is able to look at something and tell if it's in shadow or if it's being lit and know that it's not actually changing color, right? This part of the bus where it's in shadow doesn't have a different colored paint job. Our brain is able to look at that and recognize, okay, that's just from a shadow being cast on it, but I know that that part of the bus is still green like the rest of it, right? So even though our brain knows that, really, in reality, the light being reflected is a different color, right? We're picking up different hues from that. And so we need to be able to paint that. So knowing what your local color is to start off is going to help a lot before you start painting, right? If you just go in and you're not sure what your starting base color is, you're not going to have an accurate idea of knowing how to interpret the light that's hitting that. So for example, if I just started painting, I didn't know what my local color was, I would have no idea what color this shadow is supposed to be, right? Or say this is the local color of the bus, and I wanted to paint this area over here that was being hit by the sun, I wouldn't really know what hue and value and saturation to paint it because I don't even know what my local color is, okay? So that's something we want to keep in mind. You can even see here, that's the shadow of this color, and it's pretty subtle difference, but knowing what the local color is allows you to make that decision. Okay, let's look at another example. Is another painting I did of a rattlesnake. It's really simple. Well, I mean, I just looked at a reference photo. Took a long time though. And this is a really great example because you can see here that on this part, for example, let me get a bright color so you can see what I'm referring to. Right here on this line, there is a shadow, a cast shadow being cast. The light is coming this way, and there's a shadow being cast onto the snake's body right here. Okay. Now, our brain can look at this and recognize, okay, the scales don't suddenly get really dark right there. That's just a shadow, right? The scales are still the same color. But we still have to take that into account as artists and manually make that decision ourselves, right? Otherwise, we would just be painting the same orange all the way across, right? And there wouldn't look like there's a shadow at all, right? There would be no shadows because we're not adjusting the color or values or anything. And so we need to learn what the local color of our subject is. And sometimes if you're painting from life or from a photograph, sometimes it's being lit by maybe a sunset or it's at nighttime, some other sort of lighting where there's not a natural white light shining on it. And it's hard to figure out what the local color is, right? Because in the actual image, there is no local color and you have to guess. And sometimes that is something you have to do and you'll just have to practice a lot. A good way to learn how to do that is to find photographs of things. Try to find the color of something by yourself. So go to your color picker and find what you think the color is and guess, right? See how close you can get to something. And then color pick it and see how close you were, right? And you can compare the two and see. So that's one great way to do that, okay? So that's it for local color, and I will see you guys in the next lecture.